Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
What a match!
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy BBO Sports TV. We back. We back in the house. We back. Shout out to everybody showing love to the channel. The channel is growing tremendously. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, any and everybody that support the channel. Shout out to my man, the Puerto Rican Prince D Free, and definitely shout out my man Prize. What's going on, brothers? How y'all feeling?
How about y'all?
So we got a good show today, man. We're gonna talk about something. I was gonna talk a whole different thing, but I said, you know what? We gotta talk about Bud Crawford, man. Congratulations to Bud Crawford on a 20+ year career, leaving the sport 42-0. Congratulations to the champ. He did it. You know, and keep in mind, salute to my brother Insane, definitely salute to my brother Juan, and keep in mind, he was avoided. So what would you guys say about my guy, Terrace Crawford? Is he the greatest fighter to ever live?
Nah, not gonna say that. He had a great
Mike
career. He had a great career. Hats off to him. 5 division champion, three-time undisputed champion, 3 different divisions. He got a couple of guys that potentially Hall of Famers on his resume. He had a great career, but I wouldn't say he's the best fighter to ever live. I would say he had a outstanding career, and he's the best fighter of this era.
Yeah. I agree with Free. I definitely think Bud is one of the greatest to ever do it. But let me ask you this, Price. Is he the new TBE?
No, he's not. But I mean, it started. I mean, he had a great career like D3. Definitely a Hall of Fame career for sure. But I don't know.
This is a sick Negro.
If you start breaking down like the top 20 fighters of all time, I'm sure I can find them. I'm sure I can find somewhere for him to go on a list, but that's tough. So no, he's not the best.
Get your hand out of my pocket! What you doing in my pocket?
Wow. Shout out to Prize, man. Wow. That boy is stone cold. A hater, dog.
How am I a hater?
Man. And I've never seen Free hate before. Man, Free, you a stone cold hater too, man. The dude beat everybody. 3-time Ring Magazine champion. Y'all talking about he not the best to ever do it? That's crazy.
No, I mean, if you say he's the best to ever do it, then you never watch Floyd Mayweather. You never watch Muhammad Ali. You never watch Sugar Ray Robinson. You never watch Jack Johnson. You never watch Lennox Lewis. You never watch Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hitman Hearns, Marvin Hagler. There's a lot of guys. I can go on and on. It was a lot of great fighters that fought in their heyday. And when you look at their generation of fighters, like Floyd Mayweather, for example, Floyd Mayweather fought everybody. There was only 2 guys that you can name that Floyd didn't fight. That was Ricky Rice and Paul Williams. Outside of that, he fought everybody. So to say he was the best fighter to ever live, that's a stretch. He's the best fighter of this generation, by for sure. He's the best fighter of this generation, but to say he's the best fighter to ever live, no, he's not that.
You said his resume is weak, to be honest? That's crazy.
I wouldn't say his resume is weak. I would say his resume doesn't pan up to guys like a Floyd Mayweather or Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, you can even say his resume doesn't pan up to Canelo Alvarez. I mean, but like I said, the man had a great career. This is not to put down Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford, this is his time to shine. He had a great career. Like I said, he's a 3-time undisputed 5 division champion. The man is a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame. He had a great career. But I'm not going to say he's the best fighter to ever live. You can put him, you can rank him wherever you want to rank him, but I guarantee you, when you go through the legends of fighters in their era and over the years in the history of boxing, Bud Crawford is not number one.
Salute B3. I mean, all I can do is this, man.
Up in here. Thank God Almighty.
That's all I can say, man. Good God Almighty. What more you gotta do? Did he have to fight Superman, Batman? I mean,
No, but you got other guys that fought more guys than he did. So, so you saying he had a better career than Floyd Mayweather?
I would say when he fought guys.
No.
Well, he didn't. No, he didn't. I can't say. Listen, I'll say this.
If you can't say yes, he had a better career than Floyd Mayweather, then you can't say he's the best fighter ever. You sat there.
Hold on. Come on, man. We got 41 people in the building, man. Smash the like button, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Don't forget to hit the super chat, man. You know, we got to make sure that the super chat working. I don't know if the super chat working, but salute to everybody doing coming through. But you know, the thing about my brother Free and definitely my brother Prize is that they don't understand greatness. Yeah, it's kind of hard to compete with Floyd, but I would say he's not the best to ever live, but I would say he's one of the. I think I'll put him top 10. I would definitely, in my opinion, I would take out.
Top 10 is tough.
I would take out. I would definitely take out my man. Dang, it's tough, man. I would. Dang, it's hard. It's hard to take this guy out of here. I would take Gene Tunney out of the top 10 and put my man Bud Crawford there. Shoot to my man Uncle Curtis. I would take Gene Tunney out of my top 10 and I would put Bud Crawford there. If you guys have never heard of Gene Tunney was a bad boy. Gene Tunney used to beat people dead. So what Bud is doing, I mean, it's a little disappointing to see the hate, you know, for the kid. I mean, it just goes to show, man. Especially with like my brother Prize, man. It's all about a popularity contest.
No,
because he beat a three. Let me finish. He beat a three belt champion. He beat Canelo Alvarez, who was the best fighter in the world, #1 pound for pound. I mean, I would just have to put him top 10 and shout out to him for doing that, moving Gene Tunney out of that spot, man. Because Bud Crawford, man, he's special, man. I think Bud Crawford beat Sugar Ray Leonard, in my humble opinion. I think he beat Sugar Ray Leonard.
That's a fantasy fight. We would never see that ever happen. So I mean, I can't knock your opinion. But where did the hate come from? Because I didn't say he wasn't top 10. I didn't say he wasn't top 20. You asked, is he the best fighter to ever live? And I said, no.
Yeah.
That was the question. He had a great career. He's a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame. He's the best fighter of this era. But to say he's the best fighter ever, no, he's
tough.
not. So where did the hate come in at? Are you trying to create a narrative that the push against that D. Free said when D. Free never said anything like that?
Hold on, Free. You see what Free do? You see what Free do? You see how Free switch up on? You gotta watch Free, man. You saw he switched that whole thing up.
I'm looking at how you put words in my mouth that I never said. I never said that the man wasn't top 10. I never said that the man wasn't top 20. You asked me a question: is he the best fighter that ever lived? All I did was answer that question.
That boy Free is a brilliant boxer.
And BBO are turning around like we hating. You asked the question, you just didn't like my answer.
So to my brother Jay Smith pulling through, man. Smash the like button, man. I'll say this, man. It's kind of crazy. And you know, I get it. Bud is one of the biggest, blackest niggas to ever do it. So I'm shocked to hear Prize not give him his credit.
What credit? I just said the man had a great. I said he had a great career. What are you talking about? I clearly said that.
It's one of them things where it's like, you know what, Bud Crawford to me.
You want me to put him over Mayweather? You want me to put him as the best fighter ever? I'm not doing that.
I know what BBO needs. Let me go find a Bud hater because he needs a Bud hater up here because I don't get real five hate on Bud at all. but I think BBO needs a Bud
Hold on,
Hater
hold
up
on.
here.
Yeah, he definitely does.
I never said you was a hater, freak. You don't even like
No,
Bud, and you
well,
always give him his credit.
no, I said I don't hear me or Prize hating on Bud, but I think you need a Bud Hater up here because you're trying to push something that neither one of us has
Yes,
said.
they're not
No,
even
no,
there.
no. You see, because Free is from DC, so Free play these word games. You got to be careful with it. All I'm saying is this: there's a lot of guys in the top 10. I think he beats Sugar Ray Leonard. I think he beats Floyd Mayweather. I think he can beat Sugar Ray Robinson in the fight. I think he can beat some of those guys. So I would say, any given day, he's probably one of the greatest to ever live. I don't know if I could put him up there past Joe Louis. It's just tough to put him past.
Did he have
Joe
a better
Louis.
career than Bernard Hopkins?
No.
No, he didn't.
See what I'm saying?
He accomplished more than Bernard, but he
Is
didn't have a
Bernard
better
Hopkins is Bernard Hopkins in the top 10?
He top 20.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why when you ask me the question, I can't say he's the best ever because it's certain guys like Bernard Hopkins, you know what I mean, who had a great career. You know, he won some, lost some, whatever. He did great things. So
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's better than Roy Jones. He didn't have a better career than Roy Jones.
Roy tarnishes.
Well, Roy's a drug cheat, so we got to keep that in mind. Roy's a drug cheat. He's a stone cold cheater. So we got to put that in perspective. He's a stone cold cheater.
What fight did Roy Jones pop dirty for?
He didn't pop dirty in the fight. He popped dirty on the offseason with that stuff from
If
GNC.
If he didn't pop dirty for a fight, how can you say he did drug cheat?
Because they suspended him for it. Look at his record.
He didn't pop dirty for a fight.
He didn't pop dirty for a fight. He popped dirty for the offseason.
You can't say he a drug cheat if he never popped dirty for a fight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, we playing word games. Okay, my bad. We playing word games. Okay, Free. I can't beat you at that, Free. See, Free think he's slick. That's what Free do. This is what Free gets up here and do.
I will say he popped dirty, but I can't say he popped dirty for a fight. He popped dirty, but he didn't pop dirty for a fight.
Well, this is about Terrace Crawford.
Let me ask you this. Can you put fighting Canelo and fighting Errol Spence in the same realm as beating Bernard Hopkins and James Toney?
No.
What?
No. Because I don't think Canelo or Earl had a better career than Bernard Hopkins. You can argue James Toney. You can argue. I'm not going to say that he is or is not. You can argue that they had a better. Canelo had a better career than James Toney, but neither one of them had a better career than Bernard Hopkins. But you got to remember, Bernard Hopkins, he fought all the way until he was 50.
Hair grease. That's crazy.
I'll say this, man. No matter how they put it with Bud, I think the thing that you're missing too, Free, is Bud was avoided. Floyd wasn't avoided in that way, the same way they avoided Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford, we seen Errol Spence avoiding for 7 years, and when they fought, he beat him dead.
I didn't say anything about any of that. You want to twist something up and make it seem like we saying something different. What we said was the man had a great career. He's the best fighter of this generation. Yeah. What more do you want me to say?
I wouldn't say he's better than Canelo.
I don't know what he wants from us.
I wouldn't say he's better than Canelo, but I will say he's the second best fighter of this generation for sure.
Brother MJ said
Canelo. Of this generation, you beat Canelo.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
By a close margin, man. It was close fight.
What? Man, get out of here. Look, let me read this chat real quick.
Whether it was a close margin or not, the thing is, he was the older fighter. He was the smarter fighter, and he beat him.
Convincingly. Well, MJ said, do you think he could beat like Tito, Oscar, Winky, and Zab? I think he could beat. I think he could beat them.
He might stop Zab.
This is the thing. I mean, everybody has their opinion. I could say I believe that Bud can beat Superman. We will never see it happen.
Yeah, that's the only thing with that fantasy stuff.
This is just opinion, what we based off of what we see in the ring. I mean, I seen Floyd in there with a lot of top level guys. I seen Sugar Ray Leonard in there with top level guys. I seen Bernard in there with top level guys. I seen Winky in there, and Winky was way more avoided than Bud ever was. But I seen him in there with top level guys. So I mean,
I give you that. I give you that. Ronald was pretty avoided. Even Floyd dug Ronald right. So I definitely give you that.
All of this is what you believe, and this is your opinion. Nobody's going to be wrong because that's your opinion. We would never see it happen, so we can only go by what we believe will happen. So you might believe Bud win, I might believe somebody else win. Neither one of us is wrong because it's never going to happen.
Who had a better career, Manny Pacquiao or Bud Crawford?
Manny Pacquiao had a better career, but Bud accomplished a lot more than Manny Pacquiao.
What about you, Price?
You said Pac or Terrence?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, Manny, but that's debatable.
I don't know how y'all don't give him more credit for he beat Errol Spence to death. He beat Errol and Errol never fought again.
I just gave him credit.
He beat Errol and Errol never
You
fought
want to
again.
make it like we hating on him? Like that's my guy.
I mean, like, listen. You saying he beat Earl, he beat Canelo. We can name multiple of fighters that Manny Pacquiao has beat. We can name multiple fighters that Floyd has beat. We can name multiple fighters that other guys have beat. You're naming two guys, and those are the two best guys on his resume. And granted, he beat them, but those are only two guys. Yes, there are two guys that he beat, but it's only two. It's only two.
What about Sean Porter?
I give him Sean Porter.
You give him Sean Porter?
Kell Brook.
Manny Pacquiao beat Shane Mosley.
What about Julius Ndungo? Oh, we got a little feedback.
You got Julius Ndungo. Manny Pacquiao knocked out Ricky Hatton.
What about him knocking out Jeff Horn in Australia?
Manny Pacquiao beat Tim Bradley.
Yeah, he beat Tim Bradley both times. Y'all hear that? We got like a little background. I don't know what that is.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh, I got my earphones on. That's probably why I hear everything. But I ask you guys this. Speaking of what we've seen with Bud, do you think he's retiring prematurely? And because he's retiring, is this a duck of Canelo? That he's ducking Canelo for the September fight? Or this just how it shook out?
This how it is. How he ducked somebody he beat up.
Yeah, I mean, he beat Canelo convincingly. It's not a duck. I mean, he moved up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. So how would you consider that a duck? Because the man retired. And I said that's probably what he was going to do anyway. So after he beat Canelo, he's probably going to retire. There's nothing else left for him to do.
Yeah.
The only other thing left is maybe get a rematch with Canelo. There was nothing else left for him to do.
Especially free when that stuff went down at 160 with Janabet.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But hey, do me a favor, y'all. Y'all, come on, man. We got 21 people in the house, man. Smash the like button, y'all. Come on, man. Smash the like button. It's free, man. Hit that like button, man. But tennis Tank Davis, man. Hit the like button, man. Continue punching on Tank.
Hey Juan, Manny Pacquiao wasn't an 8th division champ. He was a 6th division champ.
Yeah,
the IBO is not considered a legitimate belt, and the Ring magazine is not an actual belt. It's just a status. So he's really only a 6th division champion.
Yeah, with them fake belts.
Free, you a nut, man. Now the Ring magazine don't count.
I'm just being honest. If you look at all of the divisions that they said he was a champion and what the belts were, one of them was the IBO and the other one was the Ring magazine. The Ring magazine is not a sanctioning body. It's a designation. You're the linear champion. It's a designation. It's not a sanctioning body. And the IBO is not recognized as a legitimate sanctioning body. So if that's the case, you got to give guys credit for being the NABF champion. You got to give guys credit for being the daggone Intercontinental champion. I mean, no, it's not a legitimate title.
I'll say this. Hey, I don't know why I keep hearing the echo. Um, I'll say this. Whenever you dealing with a guy like Bud Crawford, right? I think because he's not the most liked guy, people forget how good he is. He said, I thought one was the 54 diamond belt. I'll say this. I just don't get what they're doing. I don't get what they're doing when it comes to Bud. I think Bud Crawford, for me, for the way he came out the amateurs, let's be honest, he wasn't inherited. He wasn't like a guy like an E.J. Smith. He wasn't one of those guys that when he came out the amateurs, everybody was looking for him. He wasn't a Vernon Forrester. He wasn't an Olympian like Shakur. I think for a guy who really was struggling to get a contract and got saved by top ranker Uncle Bob, I got to give him a lot of credit. Man, because Bud Crawford, as Free says all the time, that's one thing I love about Free. One thing Free taught me about boxing, I always give him credit for this, is that every fight can be a big fight, but it matters how you perform in it. And I feel like if you ask me, I feel like Bud Crawford performed well in most of his fights. The only fight I didn't understand was the Majamal fight. I thought he picked a dumb way to fight. But throughout those 42, most of those fights were pretty clean. And you really can't say that. I mean, he made Errol Spence look like a little boy. He actually took his belt off, shoot to my brother DP, right? He actually took his belt off and whooped Errol in front of everybody. And I thought that couldn't happen. Remember Errol Spence, I'm the eye collector, man down, watch that cat, all that stuff. He got beat dead that night. And it was so crazy because I wanted a drug test because I couldn't believe he beat him that bad. But I'll say this, man, Bud Crawford had a hell of a career. Excuse my language, a hell of a career. I don't think you really can ask for a better career than his. Only thing I will say is this: he wasn't likable and he wasn't nice to the media. Other than that, there's nothing I can really say. What would you guys say to that?
No, he had a heck of a career. But I mean, like I said, you can't knock what he did. The man is a 3-division undisputed champion. He's a five division champion. So you can't knock what he did. He fought the fights that was in front of him. Would we like to see him fight other guys? Yeah, but those fights didn't happen for whatever reason. Whether people said he was avoided or whether they say it was politics behind it, it didn't happen. So what he was able to accomplish, what that was available to him, was remarkable. I mean, I'm not a Bud fan, but I can respect what he did in the ring. This goes with all these guys. I'm not a fan of these boxers. I respect what they do in the ring. So I can't knock what he did in the ring.
You say you're not a fan of Bud Crawford? What do you mean?
I'm not a fan of no boxer. I'm a fan of what they do in the ring. I'm not a fan of no boxer. I love the sport, not the boxers. Like I told you, my two favorite fighters retired years ago. That was Floyd Mayweather. I mean, that was Sugar Ray Leonard and Roy Jones. I was a young kid at that time when Sugar Ray Leonard retired. I was still in my early 20s when Roy Jones retired. So no, my two favorite fighters retired years ago. Now I'm a fan of the sport. I'm not a fan of boxing.
See, I would say this, and I'm gonna go to my brother Prize after this. I think that I wouldn't put Bud in the same caliber as Sweet Pea because he was way more offensive. The reason I say Floyd is like Pernell Whitaker is because you see them fight alike defensively. I felt like Bud was a boxer puncher who could box at times, but his main goal was to get you out of there. And that's pretty much what he did his whole career. But what would you say, Prize, about the previous question?
Say that again.
So what's your thoughts on the previous question that me and Free just answered?
What, as far as Terrence's career? Basically, we answered that already. He had a great career.
No, you missed it. My bad. I didn't know you missed it. Sorry, I was going on. So I thought you was tuned in. My bad. Basically, what I was saying was, when you look at his career, would you say that Bud Crawford was avoided, and even being avoided, how great was he in your opinion?
Yeah, I heard that question. Yeah, I don't think that he was avoided like that. I think it was, it was a lot of politics involved and stuff too. You know what I mean? I don't think nobody ducked him though. Really, I mean, there's a couple people that probably didn't want to fight him. But
Errol ducked him.
Earl ain't duck him. See that? How you duck him when they fought? That don't make
He
sense.
ran for him for years. Man,
Come on now, man.
As soon as he got
That's
the
what I
belt,
just said. The politics. The politics was in the way.
So him ducking Bud blatantly don't count
I don't remember him ducking.
because you got to remember this. You got to remember
Earl
this.
saying he gonna get all the belts and then come see him for undisputed. I remember him saying that and doing that. That's all I can remember.
That's exactly what he did.
Hindsight is always 20/20, man. Hindsight is always 20/20.
The man
is
did
this.
exactly what he said he was going to do. He said, "I'm gonna collect all these belts, and then I'm gonna come get yours." And he fought all of those guys, got their belts, and he pushed for the Bud Crawford fight. It was Earl that made the fight, and Bud Crawford told you, "Thank you for making this fight happen." So he did exactly what he said he was going to do.
I ask you guys this because I don't want to get into too much of it. Make it this a celebration day for Bud. Do you guys think that Tio, and I'm just asking you, did Teofimo Lopez have a chance at beating Bud at 54? Is that a question?
Not a chance. He has no chance against Terrace Crawford. Zero.
You asking does T.O. have a chance of beating Bud at 54 is like saying I have a chance of going outside and getting high. It ain't no chance. No, it ain't happening. No. T.O. probably not even going to beat Bud's little brother, and that's Shakur Stevenson. If T.O. can't get past Shakur Stevenson, he definitely ain't got no chance of getting past Bud Crawford.
So you agree with him not fighting the two-time Ring Magazine champion? Well, he called him out. You agree with that?
What would it have done for Bud?
It would have let people know how great Bud was, where he can beat some of the young guys and he beat the guys his age.
Bud beat up a little guy. They said Bud beat up a little guy. It wouldn't have did nothing for Bud.
Bud beat up a 40-pounder. That's what they would say.
Now, what would have happened if he beat Bud?
Then we would give T.O. credit for beating Bud. But it does nothing for Bud if Bud beats him. It does everything for T.O. if T.O. wins. It does nothing for him. The same way I told you about the Canelo Alvarez. It does nothing for Canelo Alvarez if he beats Bud because Bud is a smaller guy. But if Bud beats Canelo, it does everything for Bud. And that's exactly what happened. It did everything for Bud.
And see, this is the funny thing. When I hear Uncle Curtis say Bud was on the wrong side of the street, you basically are admitting what I had to admit as an Errol Spence fan. Errol was ducking him.
He wasn't ducking. It was politics. It was the suits.
Errol used that car accident to not fight him. And it makes a lot of sense now. He used that whole excuse of the car accident not to make that happen.
You can't be serious.
Did you forget the interviews when Bud said he wasn't fighting Earl? When Bud said, "I'm not fighting Earl coming back after
that ship is sailed or something." What he said?
Earl said, "I want either Bud or I'm fighting a mandatory." And he ended up fighting Danny Garcia because Bud said, "I'm not fighting Earl because I'm not gonna get no credit for beating him."
And when he beat him, you got people who still talk about Earl being asleep, looking like he was about to fall asleep.
I didn't ask you that. I said, did you forget about that?
You said what?
Did you forget about that?
Forget about what?
What I just said. Did you forget that Bud said, "I'm not fighting Earl coming back from a car accident because I'm not going to get credit"? When Earl said, "I want either Bud or I fight my mandatory." Did you forget that?
Bomac said that. I didn't know.
Bud said it.
But I thought Bomac said that.
Bud said it in the interview. He said it.
Wow, I didn't hear that.
Well, you need to go do the research because he said it in the interview.
I'm gonna definitely look into that. But let me ask you guys this. So this is a big thing that we talk about. I did a video on it as well. What do you guys think about Deontay Wilder doing an interview today and saying the reason he's been so bad in boxing because he was dealing with betrayal from his significant other? Is that an excuse for how bad he's been fighting these last few years?
Yeah, if you're not focused and not training and doing the proper things, You think he's just gonna go in there and it don't work that way, you know? He probably was distracted in camp. That could very well happen.
I
I'm
mean,
not making any excuses for him, but you know,
no, the thing is, it's an excuse because you knew before you took the fight that you was having issues with your relationship or whatever have you, that it was bothering you that bad. So you can't turn around and say that's the reason why I performed bad because I had relationship problems. No, you knew before you took the fight. You chose to take the fights anyway. So yeah, it's an excuse.
So I looked at that, and the thing that was kind of telling with that was that he said that he felt like she was along for just the ride. Because one of the alleged incidents that kind of pushed him over the top was when he got beat by my man Zilly Zane, Deontay Waters. You know, apparently his ex-wife or whoever she was, I think it was his ex-wife, I believe. She went to the police and said, "I think he's going to take it out on me." So she filed a police report because she said she was scared for her life. And I'm just wondering to myself, how is something like that affecting Wilder? I mean, does that show that he's weak mentally, or what would you guys say about that?
I don't think he's weak mentally.
Who's my brother Juan?
I can't say he's weak mentally because that's what she thought. That's not what he did. So if anything, she was weak mentally because she thought he was going to take it out on her. He didn't do that.
It was a setup.
I can't put that on Wilder because that's the thought that she had in her head when he didn't do anything. Right. I mean, was there an incident that he did anything, that he screamed at her, that he yoked her up? Did he do anything? No, there was no.
He never did anything. He never did anything.
That's a thought that she had in her head. He didn't do anything, so I can't put that on Wilder. That's her fault.
Speaking of that, and then Wilder also spoke about how he was having an issue. I think he has a small child with her. How he wasn't able to see his child. That affected him. And it sounded like he was going through like some type of mental break. Do you give him a break for going through that stuff with his mental health because of it, or would you say he ruined some of the best years of his career with that?
I said he put himself in that situation. He left his wife to deal with that lady. So this is what happened when you think that, like I told you, like I said earlier, on V3, or I might have said it yesterday. When you think the grass is greener and then you realize you get over there's nothing but hay over there, that's your fault. You chose to leave your wife to go deal with that girl. You had a good thing at home.
What would you say about that Puerto Rican one?
Hey, my business, but I mean, if the case may be, you got a distraction outside of the ring. There's a whole bunch of things that could always happen. Especially outside of the ring, if you're not really focused inside of the ring or even outside of the ring, you can, have a chance of losing, a very high chance of losing because there's so many distractions. I mean, we've had plenty of examples, a la Tank Davis, a la, Errol Spence. So, you can't just, not take that in consideration. You have to take it into consideration if you have a whole bunch of distractions outside the ring.
Well, I ask you this, Juan, because you know for being a stone cold player. How in the world could he let a relationship ruin his professional life that way?
I mean, we all been in love. I mean, it's not, we all been in love. Like, what I'm saying? He looked like
that's
he
a
loved
fact.
the girl. So, what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, that's going to distract you. You're going to have certain things. Like if your home life, especially your home life in this sport, if your home life is not what it is, then at this point, bro, you might just need to take a couple years away from the sport. But too bad for him. He's a little bit on his older side. He's on the older side. He can't take that time away. He has to be fighting. He has to be consistently fighting. So it just sucks that, he, especially him, because, he's one of the last great American heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like he needed that the stability at home, but he never really got it.
What would you say to that, Prize? Now, you're a rich guy, so it works a little different for guys with, a lot of money. But what would you say, Prize?
Man, like I said before, it can distract you, But like Free
Even at
said,
your level, financially, were you at the top?
yeah, 100%. I've been affected. You know, I had gotten a situation, and it took me a whole year to get myself together. It was that damaging, and I only was with the girl for a year, and it was like, damn, you know what I mean? That was the one.
But
But
doesn't money fix those problems?
no, no, money
How
make
don't they?
cause it just don't. You can't buy somebody love, then they don't really love you.
No,
So
I'm saying as far as you can pacify things with the money, so you
yeah,
don't think
and
water.
and when that doesn't work, it's like, all right, bro, like I'm not gonna keep doing this because you're not. I can't even get this. Like then the girl can get spoiled and then start using you. It's and like you said, was she along for the rise when he went down? That seemed like when things went left. You know what I mean? But it can't fix it. He got way more money than I do, and you can't fix that, bro. Money can't fix that. You
And you
can
know
go
the
simp.
thing.
You can be a simp if you want. That's what I don't want. If I like, man, ain't no way in the world I'll be chilling regular. Like I'm not finna be doing all that extra, getting married and all that. That stuff is corny, man. But the money can't fix it, bro. You can have all the money in the world, and you be over there beefing with your shorty hard about some dumb ish. You know what I mean? Like, what if you live in a long distance relationship or something, or just different scenarios. You can just make up scenarios where the money won't fix it. It's not gonna happen. Either it's true love or it's nothing. You know what I'm
Salute,
saying?
Miss
Y'all
B.
just yeah, it's true love or it's nothing. Like you can't say, oh well, I got $10 million. Okay, all right, yeah, I got $10 million. Let me try to fix this. What I'm gonna go do? Buy her a car? That's gonna make her love me. What I'm gonna do? Go buy her a necklace or some Gucci or some Prada or something? Man, that ish not gonna work. All that girl gonna do is collect gifts and they plan her escape route.
Yeah,
That's a
I
fact.
ain't gonna lie to you, man. When I was reading a story, shout out to Miss BBO, it made me appreciate my lady even more because I couldn't imagine somebody, using me like that and like calling the police and I didn't even do anything. I don't know, Free. I thought that was pretty sick, man. Like to say you thought he was gonna take something out on you and he didn't even. I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, Free. It was sad to hear the whole story and to hear Deontay Wilder when you see him now. He's over in Dubai and he sounds so happy. He sounds so free. So to my brother B3 pulling through. I'm just excited for him. But I'll just ask you this one thing, and I want to finish this and I'm gonna go to B3. And I want to ask you this, Free. When you see Wilder going through that, why did he tell people he was going through it? Why did he keep it to himself?
Because it's personal. I mean, that's not something that you tell the public. That's something that you tell a therapist. That's something that you tell a family member or a close friend. That's not something that you put across the public. I mean, a lot of people. I was one of them. A lot of people didn't even know that he had left his wife. I thought he was still
Mm-hmm.
with his wife. It wasn't until his last fight that I realized that he had left his wife. So that's not something that you put out in the public. You don't put your personal business out in the public because it's personal business. So that's why he didn't tell anybody. But I mean, if you was having those issues, you should have saw a therapist. If you felt like you was having issues that affected your craft and the sport that you based your career off of. So I don't know why he didn't go to a therapist, but nah, he shouldn't have told the public.
Hmm.
Yeah. Stay off the
What's going
internet.
on, B3? We talking about my brother Deontay Wilder, and he came out in an interview and he said he was dealing with some of the darkest times of his life. Um, he had got into some things with his ex-wife. His ex-wife, after he lost his Zilly Zane, went to the police unwarranted and said she was nervous about what he would do to her because he lost and got him in all types of trouble. Um, what do you think about Deontay Wilder not being able to get through all that pain he was dealing with and messing his career up? What would you say?
I mean, it's an unfortunate situation for him. I definitely wish him well. Uh, I don't feel like it messed his career up though, because the Fury fights, the Fury trilogy, if anything, kind of put a dampen what he was going to be right moving forward. Outside of that,
Mhm.
of course, you want to have the right headspace. Your family situation needs to be right. Your support system. You got to feel like they got your back. Um, but that's why I feel like it's so important on kind of being cognizant on the type of person that you're dealing with. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Just making sure that they not, there for the wrong reasons. Because anytime, at the end of the day, right? Like some people might look the part, but they don't mean they act the part.
Right.
So they in a comfortable situation because, brothers be looking at them and kind of thinking that they look good, but that don't
Mhm.
mean that they got a good spirit. And that doesn't mean that that individual is going to be genuine to the end. So it's just now I feel like that he's kind of separated from the situation. Hopefully he'll, be at peace and be able to kind of end his career on a high note.
And speaking of that, I want to ask you guys this on a more positive note. Shout out to Deontay Wilder for doing that interview, man. Um, he said that he's back to seeking, but speak it, believe it, receive it. When you hear him say something like that, does that make you guys excited that he said he's back to his old self, so to speak? What do you guys think about that?
He probably back to his old self mentally, but as far as fighting, that remains to be seen. I hope that would be great for him to be able to come back and do something. How old is he now? It's a
I think he's 40.
certain things you got to start thinking about. But I'm glad he's feeling good mentally. That's what it sounds like. So if he's feeling good mentally, that's what it is.
Mhm.
But as far as fighting, that's his skills have diminished a tad bit because he's up in age and he's been in some fights where there was a lot of controversy surrounding the trilogy, and there was dents and skulls and all kind of crazy stuff. But
Oh, you don't believe that, dude? He's only 40 years old.
I mean, again, I wish my brother Deontay well, and whatever he does, I'll support it. If he fights, I'll support him. If he retires, I support it like I did Terrence Crawford. I watched his whole ceremony. So shout out Wilder.
I mean, I'll say this. I think with D3 and B3 and what Prize is saying are good things. I'll just say this for any young brother on the way up, man. You got to do the work on the way up the mountain because one thing I'll keep saying is you can't let a hater steal your joy. I think about Chris Rock, who came straight from the devil that day and, egged Will on and said some stuff, and then Will slapped him, and forever his greatest moment is going to be marred with the fact that he slapped a hater. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, do you think that's something that message needs to be out more to young men and women on their way up, that you got to be able to control your emotions? What would you guys say to that?
Definitely got to control your emotions.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to be in control of your emotions because your emotions are impulses. They're not the best. They're not the best time to make a decision. I mean, if people go around and making decisions, doing reactions based off of emotions, you're gonna have a whole lot of people getting in trouble. You're gonna have a whole lot of people getting unalive because
Mm-hmm.
that's things that will cause you to make a bad decision. Um, you gotta think with a clear head. That's the reason why they tell fighters don't go in there and fight off the emotion because as you do when you get beat or get knocked out when you fighting off emotion. You gotta be a clear mind individual so you can make sound decisions. You can read the situation better than just going off the emotion because your emotion will cloud your thoughts, your mind, and your vision up.
Yeah. What would you say to that, B3?
Yeah, what we was talking about mental health. Tell me again,
Yeah.
BBO. I'm
Well,
about to
I'm
lose
saying having your
service.
emotions in check. Having your emotions in check.
Oh, come on
Yeah.
now. Listen, without that, you may lose your life. So you got to be very cautious on how you act when things are not going your way. That's extremely important, especially for youth, because youth are being watched. Depending, you know what I'm saying? Or, well, I mean, and we could say us, you know what I'm saying? Black people, we being watched heavily. Everything we do, we say, how we look, how we come off. So keeping our emotions in check in all situations, through adverse situations, is paramount to kind of making sure you kind of navigate the situations, properly, versus kind of letting them spill over into something you can't control.
I just want to say this. This is probably, this is not boxing related, but it's Avid season. And I just want to say, I'm wishing everybody a beautiful Christmas and, a great new year. I'll just say, man, I'm just excited about what God's doing. And I just wanted to make sure I took time to say, you know what? I definitely am a follower of Jesus Christ. I just wanted to say that. The reason I say that is because I'll say this. When you hear what's going on with Wilder, I think a lot of what he was dealing with, he could have probably went to God and God could have helped him. Because, man, when you're going through that mental stuff, man, you can't take it on your own. And to be honest with you, man, there's nothing worse than when they put you on this medicine that makes you cloudy. So I'm just glad that he's off the medicine, like he said. I hope that he can reconcile with Mark Breland, former gold medalist. I'm just hoping for the best for him, man. But like I said, this is Bud's night. And let me ask you guys this. How did you see how did you guys take a Bud Crawford being able to go through something similar where he ended up leaving a situation he was in for years, but you didn't even notice, but you had Wilder have a situation where it pretty much derailed him? Would you say that Bud Crawford is stronger mentally? What would you guys say?
No, I mean, both situations are different. I don't know what was Wilder's situation, why him and his wife split. I don't know what Bud Crawford's situation was, why him and his long term girlfriend split, because he was never married to her. So I don't know. I mean, you gotta take each situation and look at it differently, because every situation is not the same thing. What goes on in Wilder's house doesn't go on in Bud Crawford's house. So I don't know what their situation was, but it could have been a mutual agreement with Bud Crawford and his long-term girlfriend. The reason why they split, it could have been a bad breakup between Wilder and his wife. So that's why you got to look at each situation individually, because we don't know what the situation was why they split.
I'll ask you this, Prize, and the reason I love Prize is because you guys got to understand, when you have money and you have influence, it puts you on a different level. And when you're making money like Prize, I think it gives you a different perspective. So let me ask you this coming from you being a rich guy, Prize. When you see how Bud was able to navigate through this same thing, would you say that Bud was tougher mentally than Deontay Wilder? What would you say?
I don't know. I can't really say who's toughly, more mental out of the two. But yeah, I heard Terrence, had a little baby on the side or whatever. But Terrence Crawford is built different, man. He probably just a savage. I don't know. I don't know him.
He just
he just probably just like, man. Well, he probably like me, man. Whatever, man. I go have a baby with a girl. We can break up the next year.
Dude. Brother
And I'll figure that ish out.
Just...
Yeah. So he probably just was like, man, it is what it is. Because I know for a fact, my best friend, one of my best friends, seen him and his mans and them out there in Colombia. And I was like, yo, y'all boys is wild. They took pictures with him. He said Bud was cool. I was mad I wasn't there. I was supposed to go, but I was tripping. But I don't think that Terrence Crawford, his situation might be a little bit different, because I think that chick was with him from the beginning, so he probably did mass. How many kids he got with the girl? With the baby mama?
I think 6.
Yes. Yeah, so, he dipped off and just probably wanted a little something strange, but Bud probably was doing too much, and then, wow, popped out another baby. So, but I ain't knocking him. I mean, shoot. It is what it is. But I'm pretty sure those kids are well taken care of. 'Cause every time you see them, they look good. They play sports, and shout out to Terrence.
Let me ask you guys this because I definitely got to hear from B3 on that same point. Um, when you think about something like this, and this is my last question on this, do you think that we should have something in boxing where guys can go speak to somebody to help them? Because I feel like a lot of these guys are making money, but they're not able to make the best decisions because they don't know how to make a proper decision. What would you say to that, B3?
Yeah, just in reference to what Bud and between Bud and Wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's I'm gonna say this right, like everybody's built differently, man. Everybody has different life experiences, so you know people gonna carry things a different way. There's some guys, they really never was able to entertain women. Some people entertain women at a young age.
Hmm.
So it's just like a counterbalance, but I feel like both of the guys are truly like kind of done spectacular things in life, right? Even through tough relationships, or having multiple kids or whatever the case may be, right? Still being able to navigate those situations, still being there to provide for their families and be in position to make fights even deep into their career. So I think both of the men are mentally tough because we've seen a lot of people crash out. Look at the brother Sharon Moore. I hope all is well with him, but sometimes men kind of lose their cool, and I'm not gonna say that's not a tough man, but you snap. So for the fact that Wilder was able to kind of keep his cool. He was, it kind of hurt him, but he was able to navigate the situation without, you know, um, you know, doing anything that he wasn't able to come back from. So he was able to kind of check himself, even though it was a tough situation. So I feel like that shows mental toughness. And he's dealt with adversity throughout his life with his daughter. So I think both of those brothers are truly great guys, and man, they proved it, man. They withstood the test of time.
Man, that was a good answer. That brother B3 been at home thinking, man, you hear that, Free? You hear that?
Yeah.
That was a Beanie Free answer. He stole your whole style on that. That was it. Pretty, how now on our show, we don't get Beanie Free. He gets Beanie Free in the morning. But that was pretty. I gotta give that's a pretty thoughtful answer, dog. Shout out to my
Hey,
brother B3, man. That
I
was
hope that's not the case. That would be crazy, brother Curtis. He said he already got a bunny. That would be crazy.
um.
Shout out
And
to the
speaking of
bunny.
this, let me ask you guys this: when you think about boxing where it's at today, right? And I gotta bring this up because I got some real thoughtful brothers in the house. Um, why is no one speaking about the fact? And I'm not trying to attack him, so I'll use his Muslim name because I don't want to trigger nobody. But when you hear about Abdul Wahid saying, "Focus on your daughter so she won't be the next victim," why is there not like outrage on all the content creators about a man threatening somebody's daughter? And you know why I say that? I was looking at it now. Do you guys realize that 40%, 46% of black women deal with some type of abuse? 46%. That's scary numbers for me having, two daughters, man. That's scary, man, to think that somebody 46, there's 46% of them that get abused in some way. And I'll be honest, I even had to check myself because I felt like I could be kind of abusive with my words. What do you guys think about something like that? Why is nobody talking about somebody threatening a young girl with harm? What do you guys think?
I think most people are looking at the situation and like, um, if they don't talk about him, he don't get the publicity because I mean, if you being honest, these guys only be talked about on YouTube. They're not being talked about on ESPN. They're not being talked about on these other sporting shows. They're only being talked about on YouTube. So whether it's good or bad, when you constantly bringing an individual up, you only putting them
Hmm.
in the light. You only revealing that individual to other people that probably don't know who they are or never heard about the situation. So I think some of these people are tired of talking about Tank Davis, so they just say, you know what, we just not going to talk about him no more.
Hmm.
Well, let me ask you this though, Free. You got daughters. When you hear a man speak that way, does that make you nervous to think that there's guys out there that think that way about women? That they look at women as just victims?
It doesn't make me nervous. It makes me more cautious. It doesn't make me nervous because I know what will happen if something like that was to happen. But it just makes me more cautious and make sure I let them know what to look out for. But nah, I don't get nervous at that situation.
Wow, you a cold blooded dude. What would you say, B3? And then we go to my man Prize after that.
Yeah, man. Tank, respectfully, he got to put the bottle down, man. I think a lot of
Yeah,
times, he just
the truth.
says stuff. Yeah, man. He be saying crazy stuff. It's like, brother, he don't, he don't think at all.
He said you gotta
Um,
put that bottle down.
yeah, man. He gotta let that stuff go.
My bad. My brother said you gotta put that bottle down.
That was crazy.
Real talk though, because I mean, time and time again, he's saying stuff that put him in a bad position.
Hmm.
Now, and this is a kind of nasty generation where they talk like all publicity is good publicity, but as you can see with Tio, he's saying some things, doing some things where he can't even get sponsorships.
Yeah.
So now Tate Davis is saying things and doing things. He's getting fights canceled. Is he a big enough draw to come back in 2026? Of course.
Hmm.
But is he losing and missing out on money in 2025? Yes. That's not being a good businessman. That's not being a guy that's doing it to provide for your family. You almost conducting yourself as if you all good. You got all you need. So you don't need to make 40 million, $50 million with Jake Paul. You going to just do and say whatever you want. So Tank really just he gotta get himself in check, man.
Hey man, I gotta give my brother B3 some love, man. This brother, hey, Free, he must have stole your beanie or something. This brother been at home thinking, man. That was a pretty insightful answer, man. I like that. What you got for me on that, Prize?
Yeah. That kid, he got issues too. Something going on upstairs. He need to talk to somebody. You box. So go if you want to put hands on people, go beat up Shakur or something. I don't understand why you all every time we see you, you pulling somebody out of somewhere. And leave them damn bottle service girls alone. They don't love you. It's some hoes they be messing with. He messed with the wrong ones, bro. Like
Hmm.
what are you doing? It's no way in the world if I got all that money like Javante Davis, there is no way in the world that I'm gonna be tripping, pulling up to a nightclub or wherever and pulling no chick out, a bottle service girl. They don't even make that much.
Yeah. I think.
Like why is you doing that? Don't you got something you need to be doing? Don't you got Devin Haney problems? Because I still want to see that fight.
Mm.
So, like, he need to get his head together, and then some of you, I ain't even call y'all content creators, some of you vloggers just need to get off his D, bro. Y'all niggas is weird.
I'm gonna ask you guys this. This is something that kind of got that's near and dear to me, man. I've been talking about this kid a lot. Shout out to everybody in Australia showing the channel love. But at the end of the day, Would you guys think less of David Benavidez because he's going to beat Zerto dead? I'm gonna just be honest with you. A lot of people don't know that, but David Benavidez is going to hurt Zerto bad. So once he beats Zerto, if he doesn't fight Ja Obertai free, is that a duck?
It all depends if Ja Obertai is available for him to fight. But like I said, this is what Ja is one of the guys that's on his hit list. He named off who he has on his hit list, and Ja is one of them. He said he wants Bivol, he wants Arthur, he wants Zordo, and he wants Ja. Well, he's going after Zordo now. The next three he's coming after them as well. So I don't know what order it's going to be in, but he's coming after those next three after he finished with Zordo. So, like I said, if Ja is not available, I can't say it's a duck. The man is not available.
Come on, free. We see how good he is, man. No, I think they're scared of him.
But what if Ja moves up to heavyweight? What if he moves up to heavyweight? David Benavidez is a light heavyweight. He's moving up to fight Zordo because Bivol is injured and Arthur has a fight coming up. So he's moving up to fight Zordo. That's one of the guys that's on his list. Well, what if Josh said, okay, after this fight that he's about to have, or he just had, he just had, what if he said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go up to heavyweight. That's not on David Benavidez. Ja moved out of the division.
So you think he's gonna do what Canelo did to him? Okay.
No, I'm not saying nothing about what Canelo did. I said if Ja moves out of the division, Ja's not gonna wait around and say, okay, where am I gonna be at on your hit list?
Hold on one second, free. Let me hold on. Hey man, you cupcake to the trash can for you, man. Never come back. Whatever, Nick, whatever you are, man, don't ever come back, man. Head to the trash can for life, dude. But go ahead. My bad. Yeah,
no, I mean he's not gonna wait around to see what happens.
That was crazy.
That man is gonna continue with his career. If him and David Benavidez meet up, then they meet up. But no, I don't think he's gonna do like Canelo did. I don't think Ja is ducking David Benavidez. Right now, Ja just got finished fighting. David Benavidez is about to fight Zordo. So Ja is gonna make his next move, and then we'll see what happens after that. We don't know if he's gonna move up to heavyweight. There was already talk about him going to heavyweight before he had this last fight. They was already talking about Ja might be moving up to heavyweight. So we got to see what happens.
So what would you say, B3? And then we're going to go to prize about this. If he doesn't fight Ja Obertai, and Ja Obertai said in so many words that he would choke David Benavidez till his eyes pop out. So I don't know if that's him joking around, but what do you say? You think if he don't fight, if he doesn't fight my man Ja Obertai, that's a blatant duck? What would you say?
1000%. That's really the only fight that I truly want for David. I mean, if he's not going to stay at 175 and fight Bivol or Beterbiev, right? If he's going to 200, he needs to fight the best man at 200, the best fighter at 200. David is a pound-for-pound fighter. You know, he's been moving up in the ranks. I mean, he's pretty much been a main event fighter for, the last 4 or 5 years now? So, I mean, at some point, man, we gotta make sure the kid gloves is off. And if you're gonna pay these guys millions and millions of dollars to fight, man, pay him to fight the real fighters. Now we know Zerto, he's up there in age. Zerto got 50 fights, right? Pretty much 50 fights. Come on,
all together for sure, yeah.
Come on. So I mean, and he's up there in age. We want to see two guys closer to their prime, two undefeated fighters, mix it up. So yeah, I think David should be looking to fight Ja Obertai. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Salute, honey butter.
Maybe I would be more so believing that Ja Obertai and his team, or Eddie Hearn or whoever, is the ones that's kind of not wanting to fight David. I mean, have they been calling out David? Nah, because David ain't fought in the weight class. Maybe because David ain't fought in the weight class. So let's see this.
David
Let me
haven't
say
fought in the
this.
weight class, but he said,
Right,
let me just
right.
so I can give you some clarity. He did say on Fight Hype that the cruiserweight is my division. He got to see me.
Okay,
He said this is my division. You got to see me. He did say that. Go ahead.
good.
My bad.
Ja gonna say what fighter gonna say what he gonna say. Right? He believes he the best in the world. But people that are on the outside looking in, they have a better, kind of understanding of the sport and the task that David's gonna be at 200 pounds. So
Was
I
breaking that
mean,
guy's neck smart? Should he have done that? Because I think when he broke this guy's neck this last fight, I think that sent a lot of fear through boxing, not through just division.
but see, I didn't see, but the dude snapped his head back too with a few shots. So this is what I say. That's how Zhao Pataya fights. Zhao Pataya fights to KO his opponent. He's not playing around in there. He's seeking destroyed. So is David Benavidez. That's the fight that the public needs. Is those two guys fighting now? I think Ja has a little bit more one punch power, but Benavidez has the faster hands. So this is going to be a really fire fight. I think David needs to make it happen. And after the Zerto fight, right? Or even if hopefully David can fight Zerto and then unify with
So
Ja. I think
is
that should be the
David a
plan.
eunuch, or do you think David got the nuts to step to a guy like Jao Bata, the best fighter in the world?
He'll step to
What would
him.
you say?
Yeah, I think he'll step to him. David's the type of guy where he's going to take on all challenges, man. See, these guys, man, you gotta understand.
Even though he took his ball and ran home at 175 from Canelo?
Man, stop it.
Oh, you talking about when Canelo didn't fight him at 168?
No, I'm talking about when he went up to 175. He said, I can't get a fight with Canelo. I'm going to 175.
Right.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the truth.
At 68, until Canelo decides he want to fight him? No. Nobody waiting around for no old ass Canelo.
Talk to him.
Canelo 30. Well, he might be 36. So. You go, Free.
Anybody waiting around for him?
One thing about Free, man. Free is ice cold, man.
That man been calling Canelo name since Canelo came to the division. He said he wants that fight with Canelo. Canelo has not tried he hasn't tried not one time. Actually, I take that back. He did try. He put out a low ball offer, and David Benavidez said, I accept. And Canelo said, nah, that offer's off the table.
You think $5 million a low offer? But you know what's funny? You see how people pick and choose? When I said that Bud Crawford did the same thing to Errol Spence, it's different.
No.
It's different. It's different. It's different.
Listen. The difference is whether it was a low ball offer or not. David Benavidez accepted. Canelo said the offer is off the table. Once David Benavidez said, I take it, he said the offer is off the table. So it doesn't matter whether you believe it was a fair offer or if you believe it was a low ball or you believe it was a high. David accepted regardless. He accepted it. That man took it off the table. Said, nope, you're not fighting him. I thought he wasn't going to take that joint. That man still wants to fight.
What you saying about this, Prize? Shout out to my brother Prize, man. Shout out to Durham, North Carolina. What's going on, Prize? What you got for me, man?
Man, I'm gonna have to take it down, bro. I can't no more. Nah, but all jokes aside, shout out to the whole STN, man. Y'all smash that like button. Stop shorting the likes. Put some paint in the super chat. That's what I want to talk about. Talk about smashing that like button like my brother Clarence. You dig? That's what we doing around here.
For sure.
Prize getting off the show like he about to take his shorty down.
Prize is about to go because
let the old man get his rest. It's 10 o'clock.
Listen, that machine to beat you. That being on the machines beat you up, boy. You rattling your organs all day and yeah. I'm up here. I was listening to y'all like I wasn't part of the show. I got caught up.
Hey, man. get your rest, man. Shout out to Prize, man. Like I said, man. If you see me, you're going to see my right-hand man. Peace to my brother Prize, man. That brother must have had him a 211, man. He sound like he about to lay down. Shout out to all the 211 boys. But,
hey, what did What Prize remind me of is you remember in Bad Boys when Marlon he like why I say Marlon when Martin Lawrence had took that X
Yeah.
and he was like baby I'm on the way.
Yeah, call the wife and tell her I'm on the way.
Hey, talk about bringing some pickles to the party, man. This guy's crazy. Hey, but no, that's Prize's drink, man. Prize like that 211, man. He like to make that. It's like a mule. I think he used ginger ale and that 211 still reserved, man. It's like a cocktail. But I'll say this, man. As far as boxing, man, what do you guys think? Is Alicia Bumgarner the second biggest star in women's boxing?
Absolutely not. She got to get past Carissa. She got to get past Carissa Shields. She got to get past Katie Taylor. She got to get past Amanda Serrano. She's probably the fourth. She's probably the fourth, but she ain't the second.
So that being said, and this is one of my question I want to ask. Do you think Alicia Bumgarner will fight Caroline Dubois? Caroline, you think she'll fight Caroline?
What sweet Caroline? Wah, wah, wah. Man,
she kind of made it seem like she'll stop Alicia. That's the thing. She said she'll stop Alicia. What you guys think about that?
I love her confidence. I think that's why MVP signed her. So
yeah, but they won't. But they didn't feed Amanda Serrano to Alicia Bumgarner. Why would they try to feed Alicia Bumgarner to Caroline? That's crazy, right?
That's because Amanda
Alicia
Serrano
Bumgarner didn't get that Katie Taylor fight either. She didn't get Serrano or Katie Taylor.
That's because Amanda Serrano is Alicia Bumgarner. So if anything, they will be offering Alicia Bumgarner to Amanda Serrano, not offering Amanda Serrano to Alicia. So they're not. They didn't do that. But back to Caroline, I believe she probably can stop Alicia Bumgarner. Alicia Bumgarner get hit with a lot of shots, and she leaves herself open in the second half of fight. And Carolina can punch. She can punch.
I was shocked that baby said she would stop her. I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked that she said that. I didn't think she would say that at all.
I'm not going to put it past her. Like I said, Alicia leave herself open in the second half of fight. And like I said, we know Caroline don't have a gas tank issue. She punching all 10 rounds. She ain't got no gas tank issue. So
my man Maximus,
I will make sure whatever flaws I have with my gas tank, it will be well taken care of for that fight.
I feel you on that. My man Maximus said, "Can we criticize Clarissa Shields' resume?"
No, absolutely not.
I think she kind of fought who was in front of her. To be honest with you, I really do. I don't really think she did any ducking and dodging.
She fight everybody that was in front of her. She fought all of the best women that was in front of her. It's like every time she fought, it was for a title. She was
unifying the titles free.
Yeah, or she was unifying. Every time she fought, it seemed like it was for a title. So no, there's nothing that you can say about her resume at all. There's nothing at all that you can say. The only thing you can say, her resume got weak when she got the heavy. That's the only thing you can say. That's when it got weak, when she got the heavyweight.
Now, Free, let me ask you this, Free. If she would have been able to get the Hannah Gabriel fight at heavyweight, do you feel like it would be, you couldn't even say that then, or do you feel like people wouldn't even, do people respect Hannah to the point where she can get credit for Hannah?
Most definitely. I mean, Hannah Gabriel was the one that dropped her, remember?
Mm-hmm.
She dropped Clarissa Shields. So, yeah, she would get credit for that. I mean, she had already beat Hannah Gabriel, but still, she would get credit for that. People have respect for Hannah Gabriel. So, I mean, Hannah Gabriel is the best name at heavyweight if Hannah Gable was fighting at heavyweight. She is the best name at heavyweight outside of Carissa. There's nobody at heavyweight. 26 women that fight at heavyweight, and Carissa Shields is one of the 26.
Well, let me ask you this: how come we never got a Cecilia Brackets rematch?
Or who?
Is her name Cecilia Brackets? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, the first lady of boxing. It's cause she was just. They weren't never even in each other's paths. They never fought.
What was? I thought that was her name, Cecilia Brackets.
You remember? Unfortunately, she lost to McCaskill, so that kind of
Ain't
just
that the
derailed
one
it.
who dropped her? Is that her?
No,
Cecilia
Hannah
Brackets?
Gabriel's.
Hannah
Gable
Gabriel's.
dropped her.
Yeah, Hannah Gabriel dropped.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hannah Gabriel. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, my bad. I don't know why I thought it was Cecilia Brackets. My bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'll say this, man. I think the only thing you can say about Carissa Shields is that she never fought. She never fought Shadeja Green. Other than that, and I think she'll fight Shadeja Green. So other than that, you really can't say much about Clarissa. I don't like Clarissa's fighting style, but you can't take away who she is and what she's done for women's boxing. I just think that she's second to none. I don't like the name. I don't like that GOAT title she gave herself because I don't think she was better than Christy Martin or better than Ann Wolfe. But that's just my opinion. If you look at Ann Wolfe, I feel like Ann Wolfe was more avoided. You had Layla Ali didn't even want to talk about Ann Wolfe. And Christy Martin, I think, did she lose to Layla Ali? You hear me?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, but later in her career, yep.
Yeah, so she lost to her. She just was old. But Christy Martin would have smashed Layla Ali if she was a little bit younger, I think. But I don't know. It's some people in Clarissa's way, but Clarissa done a lot, man. I could say for somebody who's hated, she's done really, really well. She's probably the most hated woman in sports. But she done a good job, man, because she's just an absolute villain. But she does a great job winning them fights, man. I think I look at her, Shakur Stevenson. Those are some of the best villains in boxing. Just horrible people, but great fighters. You know what I mean?
Hold up. Maximus said lack of competition. Well, that's not her fault that is lack of competition. She fought the best female that was there. It's not her fault that they not that talented. There's not that many women in boxing. I mean, you could say that for Layla Ali. It wasn't that many women when Layla was fighting. It was even less when Layla was fighting. So that's not her fault that it was lack of competition. You know what I'm saying? When Layla fought, when Ann Wolfe fought, it was even less competition then than it is now. There's more competition now than it was back then. Me and B3 had this conversation already.
Y'all did?
Yeah, we were talking about Carissa Shields and Layla Ali. Who do we believe is better?
I can see that. I feel like she did really good though for her career, in my opinion.
Yeah, I believe she would have boxed circles around Layla. Layla kind of flat-footed. Yeah. I think it was just a different era, different time. I mean, I watched a lot of Layla highlights, and she was strong for her day. But it's kind of like the what you would call like the ABA, or what I'm saying, when the league was like majority white, right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you supposed to dominate, Bill. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're supposed to dominate. So, but that's the argument that a lot of people gonna use for this day and age. They're gonna say that this, the competition is not a lot of names, right? They say it's a lot of not a names, but this is still more competitive era than when Layla and Christy was fighting.
I think they would say that for sure. I think they definitely would say that. I just think, like you said, it might have been because the
like
leagues wasn't that developed.
O'Shea Jones will probably beat up Christy Martin, respectfully. Like Christy Martin was a good fighter. She was small though. Like Christy Martin was very small when she fought Layla. It was a mismatch. I think she stopped Christy in like 4 rounds.
Yeah, but Christy was old. That's the only thing, man.
No, I mean, even if Christy was young, Christy was too small. I think Christy started off at like 135 or something like that. woman.
Yeah,
Yeah, Layla's a
small.
big woman.
Very.
Yeah, she was too small for Layla Ali. The only reason why they made that fight is because Chrissy Martin was considered the first woman in boxing. She was considered the pioneer. So they wanted to put Layla in there because of her name, and Layla was considered as one of the best women at that time. So they wanted Layla and Chrissy Martin because that was a huge fight in women's boxing. They wanted to try to put women's boxing on the map. And what way to do it by putting Layla in there with Chrissy Martin?
Yeah. I'll say this, man. I appreciate my brothers coming through. He said Layla Ali is too big for Carissa, but she's too old. She would lose badly. Yeah, she would. She's 48 years old. But I'll say this. No matter what anybody says, I feel like I remember a little bit of Layla when I was a little kid. She was a super duper star. And I'll be honest, she's a little overrated because I seen Joe Lewis's daughter came right from working at Denny's and gave her a hell of a fight. So that's just my opinion, but definitely in the morning, check out my brother Crush. Check out my brother B3.
Joe
Midday
Frazier's
show.
daughter. I think her name was Jackie Ann Frazier, right? Or
Yeah, Jackie Ann Frazier, yeah. I don't even think she was a professional fighter or nothing like
a
that.
majority decision or something like that.
Yeah, they went life and death. I remember that part. But I'll say this, man. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my brother Crush in the morning. Check out the best midday show in the afternoon, my man B3. Got some great people on there. Check me free and prize when you're not asleep right here at 8:30 to 8:40. We're gonna get our time right. But we doing our thing, man. It's a Sports Talk Network, man. Look out for us, man. We on the way up, man. And smash the like button. If you're watching this on replay, become a channel member. It's only $3.99, man. Support your brother. And I love each and every one of you guys. Peace.
Let me get